Describe a new skill you would like to learn. You should say what it is, who you want to learn it from, how you are going to learn it, and explain why you want to learn it. As a lifelong learner, I always desire to acquire new skills to become a better version of myself. However, the skills I want to learn do not stay the same, as what I like depends a lot on my mood at certain times. Right now, I am really into learning how to dance. Right since I was a young boy, I have already loved to move my body to the beat of the music. In the past, I took part in loads of extracurricular activities related to dancing, but I have never taken proper classes. For the past few years, being up to the ears in work, I have had no time to think about dancing anymore. Not until I came across a random clip with such mesmerizing dance moves on TikTok did my love for dancing rise again. At that very moment, I decided to give learning to dance a go, planning to register for an intensive dance course. What ignited my interest in taking dance lessons not only stemmed from my love for dancing in the first place, but also because of the advantages it may bring me. Firstly, dancing is such a perfect way for me to resist, reduce and escape stress. Working life can be tricky sometimes, and after such a long day of work, all I need is a class to dance all the burdens away from me. It would, undoubtedly, help me pull myself together, ready for the next day or week. Another benefit of dancing would be to improve my physical strength. Dancing means that you have to move your body a lot. This sure contributes to enhancing my flexibility in movements, since certain dance moves may require all body parts to work. Besides, it is also a form of exercise that can help you burn ample calories during this session. For a person with a sedentary lifestyle like me, I am sure that dancing would definitely do wonders for my well-being, especially when I am under the supervision of experienced trainers. Hopefully, in the upcoming time, I will be able to arrange my overall schedule for some dance lessons. It would be great to be immersed in music and dancing. In Part 2, describe a large company that you are interested in, work. You should say what it is, what kind of business it does, how you knew about it, and explain how you feel about it. Among all well-acclaimed companies around the world, there is one that I am particularly interested in, which is Tesla. It goes without saying that the company's products are not too ubiquitous in my country, but I must say I have always dreamt of owning one. As a student majoring in business, I used to do extensive research on multiple organizations, as this is one of the compulsory tasks that I have to do. And I have to admit, I have always chosen Tesla due to its impeccable quality and smart marketing strategy. Tesla is basically a large corporation based in the US, which primarily manufactures high-end electric cars. As the name suggests, the company aims to produce vehicles that run on electricity, which is 100% environmentally friendly. This is one of the main reasons why I am so fascinated by the company itself, because I am extremely environmentally conscious, I must say. It might sound strange for a girl like me to choose a company which produces cars, not to mention its great scarcity in the Vietnam's market. However, I suppose I became interested in the company through its CEO, the world's richest man alive. I just simply admire his vision, commitment and guts to have founded such a large corporation like Tesla. He is an absolute perfectionist, in my opinion. He is extremely strong-willed and thick-skinned, as I once heard that he can easily fire the staff who do not come up to his expectations. Overall, I love and admire Tesla and its CEO, and I strongly believe that the company will continue to thrive in the future.
Talk about a friend who cleverly solved a problem. You should say who he or she is, what the problem was, what solution he gave, and explain why you think his solution was clever.
Now you have 1 minute to prepare your notes.
We come across many problems in our day-to-day life. Some people can find workable solutions while others may seek help for tackling their problems. Today, I'm going to talk about a close friend who gave an effective solution to my problem. His name is Rishabh Agarwal. He is from Haryana. He has a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. I'm the manager of a primary school in Mumbai. It rains heavily in Mumbai in the rainy season, which lasts from mid-June to early October. School kids cannot play any outdoor games during these months because playgrounds become slippery and muddy. The long rainy season affects children's health and moods as well. It's also not possible for kids to be in sport halls all the time. I discussed this problem with Rishabh and asked for his advice to handle this situation. He came up with a clever idea of having pedals installed in school desks so that kids can pedal in classrooms. I loved his creative idea and thought of implementing it in our school. Within a month, pedals were installed in 5 classrooms. It was an experiment to check kids' response. To our surprise, children started using pedals regularly and the overall outcome was very positive. All students became physically active and their fitness and health levels improved dramatically. In studies too, kids did considerably well. In my view, Rishabh's solution was very clever for 2 main reasons. First of all, it was very practical. Secondly, it was not expensive. If the school had to spend a lot of money on this solution, I think it wouldn't have been approved by the management committee. Sometimes a complex problem has a simple solution. We have to just strike the right note. I think those who use their knowledge in a practical way are better problem solvers.
Part 2. Describe a person who taught you something. You should say who this person is, what he or she is like, what he or she taught you, and explain how you felt about him or her. Today, I'm gonna tell you about my best friend, Hien, who has instructed me on a kind of time management skill called prioritization. To begin with, Hien and I have been friends for about a decade, so not only is she my best friend, but she seems more like a family member to me. In terms of her personality, 3 adjectives that could be used to describe her are ambitious, intelligent and hardworking, or we can call her a high flyer. She always makes her parents proud of her by achieving so many scholarships from the college and businesses as a whole. All things considered, she is such a real-life role model with countless qualities that I can learn from. Had it not been for her, I would never have been aware of so many useful things that did good to both my academic journeys and my daily life.
Describe someone you would like to study or work with. Well, I would like to talk about Hien, one of my friends, whose company I really enjoy. Speaking of how long I have known this person, we've been classmates since high school. She sat next to me for over 4 years, and so it is fair to say we know each other quite well. Although she is a devil in disguise, there are many reasons why I like to have her around. For one thing, she is the most talkative person I know, who is capable of talking non-stop for hours. She often bothered me with her endless stories during our lessons and often got us scolded by our teachers. Because most of her stories were funny, I could not stop myself from laughing and talking with her. Now, each of us are busy with our work, so we could only hang out on the weekend in a small cafe on Hung Khao Street. But every time we meet, it feels like we lost touch for 10 years, as she would keep on updating me stories about her life, even with or without my consent. Luckily, with an introverted personality, I am quite a good listener and had no problem with that. I guess we make a perfect team. 1. What kinds of co-workers do people like to work with? I guess it depends on each person's preferences. Personally, I do not want to work with people who have a lot of knowledge or experience but refuse to share it. Rather, I would love to work with a cooperative partner who is willing to work as a team and is not afraid of receiving constructive criticism. 2. Which one is more important to you at work? Development in work-related skills or recognition from your supervisors? Although acquiring different work-related skills will help you improve career prospects, I believe recognition from your boss is always more important. It directly affects your job satisfaction, which has a positive relationship with work efficiency. Also, since appreciative leaders are appreciated leaders, employees of such leaders will be more willing to stick around and commit to the company. 3. Do you think managers should be friends with their subordinates? Yes and no. A boss should care and sympathize with each employee to make them feel taken care of on a personal level, which could become a great motivation and improve morale. However, they should also know how to draw a line between themselves and their subordinates, not only to stay professional, but also to avoid biased treatment.
Speaking Part 2. Describe a prize that you received. You should say, what was it? When you received it, what did you do for it? And explain how you felt about it. I'm not a big competition taker, so I've not won that many rewards my entire life. But for any that I've taken part in, I always put all my heart and soul into it, and cherish every single reward I'm given. One of such prizes is an antiquarian copy of the book Gone with the Wind I won in an online book review competition last year. The reason I participated in the event was because I have a love for old books. As someone who is a bit old school and nostalgic, I've always wanted to have a collection of rare copies of used books. Yet, antique book collecting seems to be quite a bit of a pricey hobby, so I just now and then seek opportunities to earn a giveaway, for example, by taking part in a competition. The book I won is simply something I've always desired for. It was still in a very good condition for its age when I opened the parcel and got the book out. It has a dark navy cloth-bound cover, wrapped in a dust jacket in Victorian-inspired style. The board and spine titles are gold foil stamped, and the binding stays intact despite some edge wear and spine chip. According to the competition organizers' claim, this copy was printed in a limited number of 100 copies only. That means it's worth quite a considerable value, and I just felt in sheer bliss for becoming one of the 100 owners of the edition.
Tell about a recent event that made you happy. What was the event? When and where that event took place? Why it made you happy? You have 1 minute to think and prepare your notes. Happiness is a feeling of contentment which is characterized by a sense of well-being. To be happy, we have to struggle in order to fulfill our needs at different stages of life. Moreover, achieving something after many attempts and failures, we truly understand the meaning of real happiness. I belong to Delhi and I completed my post-graduation in business administration 6 months ago. Since I was not willing to leave my parents alone, I was looking for a suitable job in Delhi only. In spite of being a topper, I was unable to get through any interview after trying for almost 5 months. Alongside the campus interviews, I was also applying in different companies. Most of my batchmates were already got placed through campus placement. So, the level of my stress and anxiety was increasing day by day. I wanted to make my parents feel proud of me by fulfilling their expectations. In the process of job hunting, one thing I had realized that getting a job is not as simple as it seems. Finally, on September 1st, this year, I got an interview call from a renowned multinational company based in Delhi. I gathered all my confidence and courage to face that interview. I was ready to focus more on the performance rather than the result. Hence, I was determined to give my best in the interview no matter what. After facing different rounds of interview, I was finally selected for my dream job. To my surprise, the salary offered to me was beyond my expectations. My happiness knew no bounds and tears started rolling down my eyes. I thanked God and my parents for the same. This event is the happiest and unforgettable moment of my life. It has taught me a lesson for the lifetime that we should never give up and keep trying to achieve our goals in life.
Our topic today is describe a beautiful place you have visited. IELTS Speaking Part 2, Band 8.0. Of all the places I have been to in my backpacking portfolio, I would like to share with you about the one that impressed me the most. It is Bali Island in Indonesia, which is renowned as the paradise on earth. To get there from Ho Chi Minh City, we need to take 2 flights. From Ho Chi Minh City to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, or Singapore for transit, then another flight to Denpasar, Bali. Overall, it often takes nearly a day to reach Bali from Ho Chi Minh City. I went there on a backpack trip in summer 2017 alone, which some people may assume I was a lone wolf, but in fact, I really had a well of a time during the trip all by myself. Surprisingly, it was even better traveling without companions, because I could do it at my own pace. When I was there, I went to see all the ancient temples and other historical places on the motorbike that I rented. Besides, I had a chance to taste the local delicacies, which were really mouth-watering, like the roasted pork, duck, and the skewered barbecue meat. It was a really one-of-a-kind trip for some reasons. First, I could see so many nice natural landscapes, from sandy beaches to an active volcano called Agung. The island also struck me with its unique religious identity, which is Hinduism. Finally, the local food was so flavorful that I have to claim they were the best kind of cuisine I had ever had in my backpacking life. In conclusion, those are the reasons why I chose to talk about Bali today. I truly believe that Bali deserves my second visit in the near future. IELTS Speaking Part 2, Band 8.0. Okay, so now it is a pleasure to share with you one of my pastimes, which I enjoy doing. It is to work out at the gym. You know, all my friends love to do it, and I am no exception as I was inspired by them after hearing them nagging me a lot. Honestly speaking, I am proud to say that I have never skipped a day at the gym. I mean, I always go there after work, except for Sunday, when I need to rest so that my muscles have time to recover. Normally, I will spend around 1 hour per day if my schedule is tight. But when I am snowed under deadlines and assignments, I will only do the warm-up or quick cardio exercises for 30 minutes and then leave. The gym I go to is not too far from my office, which is only 10 minutes away by motorbike. You see, this is such an ideal distance because I can make the best use of my time at the gym without any struggle in traffic jams. Gymming is what I really love to invest my time in because after work, I need to do something to unwind. In the office, I am sometimes overworked and stressed, which is upsetting. Hitting the gym is a great chance for me to release all those negative feelings after long working hours. What's better, I have made a lot of new friends who share the same affinity with me since I started frequenting the gym every day. So, those are the reasons why I choose lifting weights to be my favorite thing to do, and I hope I will retain the passion for this hobby for a long time.
A time when you had to change your mind about something you had planned to do. What was it? Why did you have to change the plan? How did you feel about it?
Now you have 1 minute to prepare your notes. Plans are a very promising phenomenon that occurs regularly in our lives. But they change due to different factors. Many a time I have intended a lot of things with a lot of ambitions but had to cancel or change due to various reasons. One such incident took place when I had planned a motorcycling trip to a hill station nestled deep in the crevices of the Himalayan mountains, along with a few friends. On a warm summer day we were sitting at a cafe near my place, and while we enjoyed our drinks, when I suddenly came up with an idea to go to a beautiful location in the hills near Himachal Pradesh on our motorcycles. We all discussed the plan, and after a lot of brainstorming, we finalized our visit in the upcoming month of May, during our vacations. I was very excited and took permission from my family as well. After their agreement, I started preparing for the expedition and confirming the trip to the last detail. Sadly, sometimes such things happen due to which our pre-planning goes for a toss. 2 days before we had to leave, my friend came to me and told me about a devastating earthquake that happened in the area we had decided to visit. As a result, I was despaired and had almost reached the point of tears. With a heavy heart, I then called up all my friends and told them about the last-minute change and the cancellation of the trip. Even after the change of plan, I had decided to visit the place during the autumn and promised myself that I will propose this trip again.